There's the TARDIS, Porthos. Let's get inside before the storm gets any worse.
We are in a desert biome.
Alright, now I just gotta unlock it. Oops. What do we do? Hello everyone, Dokiller here, and welcome to another random Minecraft video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the quote-unquote Summon TARDIS command. So this is a very interesting command that you can use to retrieve any lost TARDISes, or TARDISes that you might have accidentally broken, like you saw in the intro. And so I'm just going to be going over that command today. So the first thing that we need from this is we're going to need a TARDIS key. So let me get rid of that one. And since we're good, and the TARDIS key, when you bind it to a TARDIS, gets an ID on it, and that's something we need for the command. So I'm also going to slightly go over the TARDIS key bind system while making this video. So if you have a generic TARDIS key, one that you just crafted or just took out of the creative inventory, and as you know, you can summon a TARDIS with the TARDIS key, so if we right-click and try to summon it, it will summon the last TARDIS that you've entered. Now, the last TARDIS I entered was the one you saw me break in the intro, so it's not currently going to summon a TARDIS, but if I enter a TARDIS and then exit one, it will then summon that TARDIS, and if I enter a different TARDIS and exit it, it will summon that TARDIS. It summons the last TARDIS that you entered, generically. There we go, a little bit of delay there. So that holds true for generic TARDIS key unless you bind it to a TARDIS. So you're probably aware you can bind keys to certain TARDISes. So if you have a custom interior or you just really like a certain TARDIS, you can just shift and then right click on the TARDIS and you will bind the key to that TARDIS. And now the only TARDIS that this key will summon is the one that it is bound to, but I think we first have to enter this TARDIS and then exit it, and then we can do that. Give it a minute, there we go. And now the only TARDIS that this key will ever be able to summon is this exact TARDIS. So I can enter this TARDIS again and exit it. And this key is still only going to summon the TARDIS that it is bound to. So obviously key binding the TARDIS is a very convenient thing, especially if you're on a server or something. You'll never lose your TARDIS, you always know which one is yours. And what I like to do with my TARDIS keys is I like to just name them after the TARDIS I have. So this is my third custom TARDIS interior, for instance. So I just have a very special key for that TARDIS interior. So it's bound to that one, it will only summon that one. However, the TARDIS key can still lock and unlock any TARDIS, despite of what it is bound to, I've noticed. That may not hold true on a multiplayer setting, that may only be working for me because I'm on single player. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I thought that was something else that was interesting. So that's binding your key to your TARDIS. But what about this Summon TARDIS command? Well, if we accidentally break this TARDIS, it'll be gone, the key can no longer summon it, and what do we do? Oh no. Well, we can actually call this interior, or this exterior back to us, and it will still take us to that interior. So, ordinarily, you accidentally break your TARDIS, you'd have to go into the inventory, go over to TARDISes, get another TARDIS, enter that one, fly over to your custom interior, use the TARDIS interior command to change the interior location, and then finally get it all straightened out. And then you'll have another TARDIS interior added to your world that you never use, and then eventually just going to have a lot of unused interiors in there, and there'll just be a big mess. So that's why this command is actually really helpful to have. So as you can see, we've broken that TARDIS, we can't summon it. So, Summon TARDIS command, hey, there's Summon, the thedalekmod /DM TARDIS. It's the first one that autofills. This is it, right? This is not it. If no matter how hard we try to summon the TARDIS with this command, all you can see is going to happen is what you're seeing right there. There's like a TARDIS that will appear around you for an instant, and then it'll go away. So this is not the Summon TARDIS command. The Summon TARDIS command is actually a setblock command, and we can actually set this exact TARDIS that we destroyed using this command. So how we do that, we first set up the setblock command. So we setblock coordinates, I'm just going to use tilde, and then we need to do the Dalek mod TARDIS. So this will set the TARDIS block. Then we have to say the exact block that we want it to set. So we're going to add in a couple more values. One is 0, and then replace. Open and close some curly brackets. You're going to go into this TARDIS's NBT structure now. And then we need to go into the ID of the TARDIS. So let me just clear that for a moment. Oops, it's going to set a generic TARDIS for us. So that's why we had a key bound to the TARDIS at the beginning of the video. It's going to say TARDIS key number 80. So this TARDIS has an ID of 80. This is a unique ID. Only the TARDIS with an ID of 80 will take us to that interior that this TARDIS will take us to. So going back into our command, open and close some curly brackets again. We'll say tardisID, lowercase TARDIS, capital I, capital D, and then we're going to put that ID number in there. So mine is 80. You can put in whatever your ID number is. And then put in a comma. We can say isRemat, :1. This will make it so that it's rematerializing on us when we bring it in. And then we can say pulses, :-2. This will give it the sound when it gets set. And so it's just like summoning in the TARDIS. It rematerializes on us, it makes the noise, and it gets placed in the location. And it will take us to that interior. So this looks like a pretty standard interior, but I broke a few blocks in that. So when we finally enter it, we have my sign here. This is a custom interior. So you see a ton of blocks are broken and destroyed and everything. That was just to let me know that this was going to take me to the same interior, not a brand new one or a completely different one. So my computer seems to be loading really slow today. But when we finally get out of here, there we are. That took longer than it should have. And now we have this key, TARDIS ID again, and the key will still summon this TARDIS for us, because it's still bound to key number 80. However, one thing I want to note, this was confusing me for a little bit when I was testing this out. If we just break that, get in a new TARDIS, we use the exact same key, and then we try to summon the TARDIS after it's finished rematerializing there, it won't summon it. So the first thing we have to do is enter the TARDIS, then we have to exit it again, then that key that is bound to the TARDIS will be able to summon it. So a bit like when we have the generic TARDIS key, it will only summon a TARDIS that we've just entered. It's the same for the key bind. Once we set block a brand new TARDIS with that ID number, we need to enter it, exit it, and then it will summon the TARDIS for us. So give it a moment. There we go. Don't know why there's a delay on that, but sooner or later you'll be able to summon your TARDIS again with the bound key, and your key will be functional again. So one quick thing to note, you have to enter it and re-exit it. So one more thing I want to talk about. This is not a summon command like the key does. It summons the TARDIS to one location, will rematerialize to the second location, dematerialize from the first. If we just run this command without having first broken our original TARDIS, so we get another TARDIS with an ID of 80, we will summon in a second TARDIS, and both TARDISes will still be in the world. So this could be a bit confusing. This is not actually a duplication. If we open one door, the door in the other one's not going to open or anything like that. I think if we lock that one, we can... Okay, if we lock them with the key, it will still lock both of them. Gets a bit confusing, but if we try to summon it, it will only summon the TARDIS that we last entered. So the last TARDIS that we entered was this one. It will still summon that one. If I enter this one and exit it, this key will now summon this interior. I'll demonstrate that, but both ones will still take you to the same interior, so we still have our kind of sort of custom interior here. Then when we exit it, this key will now summon this TARDIS. Instead of... Ooh. No, that was interesting. Let me enter this one again. I think we exited the original exterior. So let's try it now. It will now summon that one that we just entered. Okay. So my recommendation for using this command is to only use it if you've destroyed your original exterior. And then, so first off, get a custom, or first off, whenever you get a custom interior, get a TARDIS key, bind it to that exterior. That way you know what the ID number is. So if you ever accidentally break it, you can run this command, put that ID number in there, and get the TARDIS back. That will take you to your custom interior. If you don't break it and you just use this command and get another interior or multiple exteriors, that will take you to the same interior, and that things get a bit confusing. And so my recommendation is only to have it when one is, as I said, when one is broken. Otherwise, things will get really, really confusing on you. Because you'll have two TARDISes that'll take you to the same interior. You can lock one and it'll lock both. And if you operate the chameleon circuit on one interior that you entered, so if we changed it to something completely different here, it will actually change the chameleon circuit on both TARDIS exteriors, as we can see. So, or it won't work at all. Okay, let me try that again. I might have hit the wrong button, but I believe the chameleon circuit on both should change. Okay, it's saying we're on the Hexon interior. Weird. So as you can see, guys, there's just a whole bunch of problems when you do that. I can't even keep it straight. So again, don't run this command multiple times. Just only run it when that TARDIS is completely gone. It doesn't have any existing exteriors, and this will call in a brand new exterior for you. And once again, if you enter it and exit it, your key will be able to summon that TARDIS again. And this is very useful for retrieving any TARDISes that you accidentally broke. So, as always, I hope this video wasn't too hard to understand. Thank you for watching, guys. And leave a like, because that really helps out the video and the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. So, goodbye for now, everyone.